Welcome to Global Tax Talks, Tax in 60 Seconds. I'm Will Morris, and expect to hear more in the coming weeks about tax transparency. One reason for this is a spate of articles in not just the tax press, but also major financial newspapers about what new US rules are revealing about where big US companies pay their taxes and how their tax rate differs from the US statutory 21% rate. Briefly, and hopefully not too technically, the guidance included in ASU 2023-09 requires new public disclosures on income taxes paid and expands disclosures on the effective tax rate. For the rate reconciliation between a company's effective tax rate and the US statutory rate of 21%, businesses will use 8 standard categories for reconciling items, and specific categories, such as foreign tax effects, require further disaggregation for any item that meaningfully moves the tax rate, i.e. 5% or 21% for a US parented company. For the new income taxes paid disclosure, companies must disclose income taxes paid by federal, state, and foreign, and if payments to any single jurisdiction exceeds 5% of total net income taxes paid, that jurisdiction must be shown separately. This data, which will come out over the course of each year depending on a company's year-end, has proved a rich data set to mine for both the press and NGOs, especially the cash taxes reported, with attention being drawn to large payments in several jurisdictions. The reporting and analysis of this are not completely on target and, in some cases, not completely technically accurate. But the articles are proving once again that if a company doesn't tell its own story, then someone else will provide their version. But definitely expect to hear more about this. And this is important because it's not the only tax transparency measure coming online in the coming months, although it is notable that it originates in the US. As of June 30, reports, timing again depending on year end, will start to come online for Australia and the EU. This will affect as many as 70 countries, not just the EU 27 plus 1. Looking first at Australia, the new rules are quite expansive, requiring large M&E groups to publicly disclose tax and financial information by jurisdictions well beyond Australia. It applies to groups with global consolidated income of 1 billion Australian dollars or more, around 650 million US, and Australian $10 million or 6 million US of Australian source turnover, where an Australian entity or permanent establishment exists. In-scope groups must publish group-level information, including an approach to tax that's in line with GRI 207, and jurisdiction-by-jurisdiction data for Australia and specified jurisdictions. Separate reporting is required for Australia and this list of specified jurisdictions, which includes Singapore, Switzerland, and Hong Kong, while all other countries may be aggregated and reported as a rest of the world category. Required disclosures include revenues, related and unrelated, profit before tax, employees, tangible assets, and income taxes paid and accrued, along with explanations for differences from statutory tax rates. Reports must be reconcilable to consolidated audited financial statements and must be prepared in the ATO's XML format, lodged annually, and will be published online by ATO with only limited exemptions and significant penalties for non-compliance. It's pretty comprehensive. And while I've spoken about EU public country-by-country reporting before, this is now imminent, and inevitably there are differences between EU countries. Just to take timing differences for a moment, obviously Romania went 2 years early, while Spain requires filing 6 months after the end of the financial year, rather than the 12 months as in other EU countries. And now it emerges that Hungary, for example, requires filing by a non-EU headquartered company within 5 months of the financial year, if the public country-by-country report does not provide an explanation of differences between taxes paid and taxes accrued. Anyway, in short, significantly greater amounts of information will become public about companies' tax affairs in the next several months, and businesses must be prepared for this. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and come back next time so that you stay global tax ready.